What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to my road to $10,000 worth of trading cards. I've got something a bit different for you here today. This is a bulk card lot of 1,000 Pokemon cards. If you've been following along with the journey, you know that generally speaking, well, not generally speaking, but everything I've done has been sports cards, primarily football cards. But that being said, I wanted to get back into a hobby that I loved as much as I did as a kid, and part of that was I did enjoy collecting Pokemon cards. What I did is I went on eBay. I got from Finch and Sparrow Games a bulk set. It says 1,000 plus cards from a variety of sets for new players or collectors to have tons to work with, tons of cards to use in customized decks. Average box has at least 1,000 cards, but due to packaging variants, maybe more. Guaranteed 10 plus rares and foils. All boxes come with a combination of at least 10. Some will have significantly more. Boxes include commons, uncommons, trainers, and more. Variety of sets are used to fill the collection starter, so each one is unique and has a chance for a ton of different cards. Boxes may contain duplicate cards, so keep that in mind as well. There are no energy cards from what I understand. So that being said, I spent $52.67 on this, including tax. It was only listed at $47.99. From what I understand, this is my first time opening Pokemon cards or getting Pokemon cards since I was a kid. My understanding is that bulk lots usually sell for about 3 cents per card. So depending on how much is actually in this, which will count up obviously at the end, I may or may not have paid too much. We're hopefully going to be able to fill that in the back there. But if you look, the one on the right there, that's another order from Shopwing Collection, but that one on the left is 4,000 Pokemon cards. We'll break that down between a few episodes, don't worry. And we'll split it up between sports and Pokemon. So if you're a fan of Pokemon cards and you're like, oh man, it's all sports, next week it'll be the other and vice versa. That being said, the 4,000 card order that I put in was only $149. So basically about 3 to 3.5 cents per card. This one's going to be closer to a little over 5 cents per card, assuming it's 1,000. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's dive right into it. I have no idea what I'm looking for. I'm going to speed up the process by and large just to see. Okay, and the very first Pokemon that we look at. Okay, now that's a cool looking Machamp. Is that, okay, how do I make this stay up? I'm looking around the room for something to make this stay up. Can we use the box? Okay. So this Machamp, that looks nice. That is one of the holos or rares, I believe, just based on looking at it. I mean, it's got the star in the bottom right, which I believe that star means something. I'm still learning, so. At the end, I'll just show the overall value. Well, that's a pretty good start, I'll say. I'm trying to make sure that even if I'm moving through it pretty fast, you're at least seeing the bottom left where you can see where in each set it is, and you can see what the actual card is. This stack over here is growing. Look at that. Need to build a new stack. Oh, Scraggy's one of my favorite Pokemon. Nice. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Oh, hello. Oh, what is that in the back? Oh, I can't wait to see what this is. 260 HP? That's also awesome. 130 HP on that. Surely a Quillfish with 130 HP is a good Pokemon. Okay, look at this. Mega Skarmory EX. It's got the 2-star rarity to it in the bottom. Nice. Very cool. That will definitely have to sleeve up. Ah, man, another holo trainer. Ooh. So it said no energy, but I mean, that's a cool energy, I guess. The camera cut out. Let's do this. I'm running low on data on my phone. for space on my phone, storage. You gotta go, man. I made some space, deleted memories, deleted people out of my life so you could see a hollow Shuppet. Let's go. Let's get back into it. All right, and there we go. That is the entire box. So shout out to Finch and Sparrow Games. I believe they are located in California. So anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, behind here I've got all of these cards just accumulated. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scan all of them into CollX, and I will see everybody in a minute with some highlights on some of the ones that performed particularly well, have some level of value. That Skarmory EX hopefully is high value, but anyways, I'll get back to everybody in one moment. All right, you guys, I did it. There's 1,020 cards in case anybody was curious. I went through and I sorted them by set. I haven't sorted them within each set yet. I'm going to. I learned a lot going through all 1,020. I think this was a good experience. I definitely overpaid. I've been doing some research. Definitely overpaid. $50-something for 1,000 bulk cards. I mean, I got some decent things, right? Like there's that Mega Skarmory. Pretty much all of my hollows are in this Champion's Path specifically. I don't know why. Got a couple of maybe some slightly older cards up in the top there. Generally speaking, I think what happened is I overpaid, not fully understanding the market. I know now I did some research on bulk as I was going through and sorting. And let me tell you guys, this was a long process. I have since realized that a faster way to do it would be to sort by set and then order them and then catalog it into CollX. Although frankly, looking at some of the values on CollX, they're saying this is $1,100 worth of cards. I might be new to Pokemon. I already, well, new as in, you know, in the last decade, but I know that this is not $1,100 worth of cards. So we're no longer going to be tracking Pokemon on CollX. I'm probably going to end up deleting it. We're going to be tracking on TCG Player. There were 3 or 4 Swadloons in here that were showing up on CollX as $19. That's just not true. Maybe for sports cards, CollX is fine. I haven't found any of their prices to be insane, with a few exceptions in either direction that I feel like it kind of evens out. I don't really feel like it evens out here, even close. So I'm gonna go through, got a lot of Scarlet Violet, a little bit of, you know, some of the bigger stacks are gonna be Mega Evolution, and then there are definitely some Sword and Shields that have, you know, a decent stack in here. Generally speaking though, it's primarily Scarlet Violet, which is fine. That's kind of what I was expecting. But I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna sort these all out. I'm gonna go ahead and create my TCG Player account and add them once I have them ordered within each set. It's gonna be a little bit easier. Then I'm gonna stack it or stash it into that box in the back, and I will check in with everybody shortly. All right, y'all, it's all been sorted. It's alphabetized. I was gonna do it by number, but then I realized that entering it into TCG Player was gonna be easier to do alphabetized. That's the way it commonly is done. Just looking at my laptop here, the most valuable card, obviously, without a question, is this Mega Skarmory EX. This is worth about $7 on TCGplayer.com. Keep in mind, we got all of the cards for about 5 cents. Sorry, one sec. Still figuring out how this whole box thing works. Okay. We have a $2.86 Dunsparce in SV09 Journey Together. Real quick, I did penny sleeve that one as well. This is showing on TCG Player. On the low end at 19 cents, high end at 20 bucks, but the mid is 286, which is, you know, a decent price. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. I'm not seeing any noticeable white on the back of the sides. It looks like it's no worse than lightly played, probably better, honestly. The only other one that I'm seeing above 50 cents is one in Boundaries Crossed. Some of the older ones down in here, some of the ones from like the Platinum era, Diamond and Pearl, Black and White, some of those were 30 or 40 cents instead of, you know, the usual 15 to 25 cents that a lot were. But this Meryl card that we have, I didn't sleeve that one, but this is showing as 52 cents. So Anyways, this is actually, it's 1,040. I thought it was 1,020. It's 1,040 cards. This is what it looks like all sorted. Coming up here, 1 second, let me cover it up. So we do have 4,000 cards. Those are some sports cards down there, but we have 4,000 cards coming up here. I'm gonna do 1,000 every other week, just following the sports cards, Pokemon cards alternation. So anyways, that's step one. I'm gonna go ahead and post somewhere what I paid total, how many cards we got. I already said 1,040, and what TCG player saying my total stack is worth. And so anyways, yeah, without further ado, I will let everybody go, and I'll see everybody in the next one.